Recently, Fabrizio Romano hit the massive 10 million followers on Twitter. That's a whole 3 million more than Sky Sports have. So to commemorate the milestone of 10 million followers, I thought I would investigate who Fabrizio Romano actually is and how he developed a monopoly over the transfer news journalism industry. We always see Fabrizio Romano now, but how did he get into the position he is now? Was he an ex-pro? Maybe his relationship in the game and it all started from there. Let's explore. First of all, what does Fabrizio Romano actually do? Well, he's a type of sports journalist, specifically football. He's a new breed of journalists who cover the exciting and mind-boggling world of transfers, which is actually quite a new phenomenon. He has connections to many players, agents and clubs all around the world, and this helps him to break new, fresh transfer news on his social medias. No longer do journalists wait for the morning newspaper to break a transfer story. Fabrizio Romano offers immediate access to the latest transfer news around the world, and, especially in today's world where everything is instant and on hand, this makes him one of the go-to people for transfers. Now you all have a grasp of what Fabrizio Romano does. Let's find out how he got to where he is today, with his 10 million followers and a network of clubs and agents giving him the latest scoop on transfer activity. It all started in 2011 when he was working for a small Italian journalism company. He had received intelligence of a transfer happening between Barcelona and Sampdoria from an agent. This player in question was Mauro Icardi. He was the first to break the story, and from there he found a passion and started to gain a reputation in football transfer journalism. A year after his first transfer exclusive, he joined Sky Sport Italy and began building his network of contacts in the beautiful game. Throughout his time, he's also worked for other organisations such as The Guardian, CBS Sport and Caught Offside, where he would write transfer columns about the latest transfer activity. But where he grew the most was in a new type of media, social media. Social media brought a new age of personalisation, instantaneous news and reliance on technology for news, which means now news is something that can be posted within minutes of happening rather than being submitted to a newspaper or a television channel. Fabrizio Romano has taken advantage of this very smartly. One problem in this new age of fast media is there is a lot of fake or misunderstood news that gets posted and shared by thousands across the internet. But Fabrizio tackles this by making sure what he's breaking to the world is solid and accurate, rather than trying to be the first to break it.
My life is to find news and to be sure that that news is absolutely confirmed.
This allows him to gain a reputation of being an ultra-reliable source and a safe and quick place for people to get their information from, thus leading to more and more followers due to his reliability and agility. Not only has media changed, football has as well. In the last 10 years alone, transfer fees have skyrocketed for players, and now a transfer has multiple people involved in negotiations, with the massive media campaigns when a player joins a club. People are now fascinated by who their club is in the market for, and cannot wait to see what new additions their team make. Some people care more about who their club is trying to sign rather than the team news on a match day. Player transfers is now a massive part of the modern day football, and is now extremely important to clubs as it brings in new fans from nations all around the globe. Take Tottenham for example. Just from signing a South Korean superstar such as Son, now means they have over 12 million fans in South Korea, and that means they have increased revenue on memorabilia and can also do pre-season tours in South Korea. This shows transfers are so important in modern day football, and fans have to know where their favourite player will be playing next season. It creates a whole new industry inside of football. I'm sure you're wondering, why would clubs and agents want to leak such private information to a journalist like Fabrizio Romano? Well, there's a very good reason why they do, and it's really not surprising at all. Agents nowadays want to squeeze every last penny out of transfers, and by leaking stories to journalists, they can make other clubs aware of an offer and drive up the wages and bonuses the player receives by creating a bidding war. They could completely make up interest from another club to shamelessly squeeze an extra few thousand for themselves. On the flip side, clubs might want to leak a transfer story as it also creates a bidding war, thus driving up the price of their asset. The saying goes, money makes the world go round, and it also makes the ball go round when it comes to football. We shouldn't be so surprised. As you can see, all this shows how Fabrizio Romano has changed the course of football as we know it. The change of media and the change inside of football has enabled someone like a Fabrizio Romano to be a key player in the lucrative business of transfers. Gone are the days of newspapers and press releases. It's all about when a player is reported to be having his medical and what the selling fee for the club is. Agents and clubs can now use these journalists to drive up interest of their players to get a better deal for the player and, more importantly, themselves.
Yeah, but the word gets out. It's the way that it goes, yeah? Nowadays, social media, all this kind of stuff, somebody will find out somewhere and it becomes common knowledge, right? But sometimes the buying club wants it to be common knowledge, so they'll leak it to the press. They'll leak it to...
Phone up Sports News, we just put a bid in.
They know all the reporters. They'll just give them a little story and they'll go, we've made a bid for him for this.
And I imagine sometimes agents do that as well.
For sure.
So other people come in and to
drum
bid
up
as
a
well.
bit of business, so then hopefully you get a bidding war. Like if you can get if you're an agent, right? Oh my, exactly that.
Look, I'm not blaming Fabrizio Romano directly at all. He's only covering the news he's been given. But someone like Fabrizio Romano is so involved in transfers, journalists can have an effect, no matter how small, on what happens in the football stratosphere. One thing that is for certain though, is he has shown how a journalist can rise through the ranks and become one of the leading sports journalists in the world. Me personally, I like the entertainment in the off-season in recent years. It keeps me engaged with football and lusting for the new season to start. I also like Fabrizio Romano. He's someone who's completely flipped football journalism on its head. He's changed what it means to be a journalist inside of football and how a freelance journalist can become one of the best in the world. He well and truly has changed football forever. Thank you all for watching this. Like and subscribe to Football Heritage and have an amazing night, you beautiful people.